continue with the syllabus. All right, so now
Okay.
what we're going to do is we are going to talk about the purpose of business activity. Okay, so just a recap,
Right.
what we have talked about is unlimited wants, limited um, supply or goods and limited resources. Yeah, and then we talked about
Yeah.
scarcity, opportunity cost, and specialization. Yeah, so you understand
Yeah.
all of these already.
Yeah.
Okay, so now how does it all link? Yeah, so before that, what we want to talk about is, remember, we have some keywords that we need to have in our notes. So the next one that we are
Yeah.
going to talk about is businesses. Yeah, so I sent it to you in the chat. Make sure that you have it in your notes. Okay. All right. So remember, if you need me to pause or slow down, just let me know, okay? All right.
Right.
So now, what is the purpose of all businesses? It is to combine the factors of production. Do you remember what the factors of production are?
Uh, like land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what you want to do as a business is to combine all of these. Okay? These products can either be goods or services. And then
Yeah.
when we talk about businesses, it can be small or large. Yeah, some businesses
Yep.
have thousands of people, and some are privately owned or owned by the government. Yeah, so we'll talk about all of these later on in the series, basically. Yeah, um, whatever their size and whoever owns them, all of them have one thing in common, which is what I have said before, which is they want to combine the factors of production to make products which people want, yeah, so that they can
Yeah.
earn a profit. Okay, so
Yep.
um, in in undeveloped economies, businesses don't exist, right? Because what
Yeah.
they want to do is everybody tries to do everything for themselves. They are self-sufficient, right? So if we go back to like caveman times, what they do is they have their own plot of land, they hunt maybe, yeah, and they attempt to
Yep.
survive, yeah. But this is very, very basic, and the living standards are very, very low. Okay, so
Yeah.
when when we start specialization, people start to concentrate on what they are best at, and this will allow businesses to be formed, trade and exchange of goods will expand. Okay, so then people would start to work in the specialized field to earn money, and then remember, money is a medium of exchange. Okay, so
Yeah.
when we talk about business activity, what it does is there are three important points that it does. First is it combines scarce factors of production to produce goods and
Yep.
services. It combines scarce factors of production to produce goods and services. Second is it produces goods and services needed to satisfy the needs and wants of the people. And the third one is it employs people as workers and pays them wages to allow them to consume products made by other people. Yeah,
Yeah.
meaning they will earn money, use it as a medium of exchange,
Yeah.
and be able to buy products made by other people. So have you gotten all of these in your notes yet?
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing um, that we learn about is added value. What is added value?
Uh, added value is um uh like buying something and then selling it for another price or something. I think.
Okay, so Added value is basically how much value was added, and therefore it is the difference between selling price and the cost of bought materials and components. Yeah, so difference between selling price and like basically the raw materials. Okay, so this is another key
Okay.
definition that you have to have in your notes. All right, so all businesses attempt to add value. If value is not added, then what happens is other costs cannot be paid for and no profit will be made. Yeah, so these are the two
Yeah.
things that will happen if you don't add value. Okay, so what I want you to have is try to have a diagram showing value added in your notes. Okay, so I will give you like the example of a diagram that will help you, and then you can either draw it out or print it out. Okay, so I will send it to you on WhatsApp. Okay, I sent it to you. So when we talk about when we talk about added value, right? Some examples would be selling price of a newly built house, $1,000. Value of the brick, cement, wood, other materials, 15,000. And therefore, the added value of the building firm, how much is that?
Oh. Okay, what is it again?
Are you writing this down?
No, I didn't write it down yet.
Okay, make sure that you're taking notes while we go through, okay? So,
Yeah.
right, I sent you the first 2 points. So how much is the
Yeah.
value added?
Um, one more. That's how much it's added up.
Okay, how did you get that?
Plus the selling price and the value together.
Right, what's the definition of value added?
It's the the difference. The difference between the selling price of a product and the cost. Okay.
Right, okay, so yes, the added value is 85,000, but this is not profit, yeah, this is added value. Okay. So make sure you have all of that, okay? And then next one is, why is added value important? It's important because sales revenue is usually greater than the cost of materials. That means business can pay other costs such as hiring people, like labor costs, management expense, and maybe advertising. So
Okay.
because you add value, you may be able to make a profit if those other costs are lower than the added value. So you must make sure that you add value, but um, your cost is lower than the added value. So
Right.
there are two main ways that businesses can try to increase its added value. So based on like the definition, can you describe to me how businesses can increase added value?
Um, by increasing the selling price,
Sorry, what do you do with the selling price?
increasing it,
Yeah, increasing, and what else?
and um, decreasing, like buying less things,
Yeah, okay. So
cheaper materials.
very good. So the two ways are usually increasing the selling price, but make sure that the cost of materials are the same, because if both increases at the same time, then there won't be a difference. Yeah. So make sure that the cost of materials is the same. Yeah. And this may be possible by doing certain things. One of the things is maybe create a higher quality image. Yeah. So that means have like a better reputation. Yeah. And maybe provide better quality products as well, but making sure the cost of materials are the same. And the second one is to reduce the cost of materials but keep the pricing the same, the selling price. Yeah. So when you increase the selling price, you keep the cost of materials the same, or you reduce the cost of materials and keep the price the same. Yeah, or you can do both, I guess. You can increase the selling price but reduce the cost of materials. That is the most ideal scenario for any business. Okay. But make sure that when you're reducing the cost of materials, a lot of businesses make this mistake. What they do is they tend to buy lower quality products, and therefore the customers will then uh, customers might not be happy and they might go to another business. Okay. So you must always take note that you are buying the similar quality, or your customers will be happy to pay the same price for a lower quality when you do so. Okay, so basically um, I have sent you the summary for adding value. What I want you to do is I want you to create your own summary. Okay, and this is just an example. I want you to create your own one, not taking, not copying this. All right. So once you're
Okay.
done, just let me know.
Right. Okay, then.
Okay, very good. So
Yeah.
okay, so next thing, we are going to do a case study. Okay, so I'll send it to you on WhatsApp. Okay, and then I want you to write it down in your notes. Yeah. If you can print
Okay.
it out, then you can print it out. If you can't, then maybe just print out the case study part later. But the questions, I want you to write it down. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
it's either you print it out or you write it down. Make sure that you have the questions on hand. Okay.
Mm-hmm.